Hi, good morning. How's everybody today? Kim Murray, you're right under me on the panel. Good to see you. Okay, so admittedly, I've been practicing with Zoom, but aren't we just so glad we don't have to teach on Zoom anymore? But I haven't done PD on Zoom in a little bit, so I was just for a second here poking around all these little settings. Hopefully, there's nobody stuck in the waiting room. I'm pretty sure I've got that all closed. Welcome. Good morning. AI is here. So we're going to go ahead and take a quick poll. And let me get that started. I am curious, where are you with AI? So if you could just pick, it's a couple of choices here. You've never used it and don't plan to start. Maybe you've used it. You've never used it but plan to start this year, or you use it a lot. So I'm just give you a second to do that. I see there's a few more people jumping in here. Turn my volume down over here. I decided not to do too many screens today, so I could just keep it simple as we're diving into this new technology. Okay. Oh, we're kind of all over the place. I like it. We're going to go ahead and move on and take a look at where we are. So it looks like we dive in a little bit. That's okay. It's looking pretty good. Never used it and don't plan to start. I love that answer. Your resolve for that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this out of my way. Okay, so none of this is new. This has been around really since, the 1950s. The thing that caught my eye when I was looking up kind of the progression of AI and where it started was that we did not have calculators required until 1986. I was in high school in 1986. And so, be kind to your colleagues that are a little bit older. We've had a lot of change in our lifetime as far as technology, and a lot of change as far as technology in our realm of our jobs as teachers and educational staff. But also that means that we have seen a lot and we're ready, right? We know how this rolls, and that it's all going to be okay. And so AI really, it's not a new thing. And I'm curious in the chat, if you just want to throw that in there, if you can name some places that you can find AI in everyday life. And maybe you're not sure, you don't know. So on Zoom, for those of you that haven't been on for a while, you should be able to look at the little panel there and open the chat and see people's answers if you just want to have that popped out on the side. But yeah, some places that for sure, Alexa, Google, can pop a few things in there. Yeah, texting, for sure. Waze, any kind of GPS, stuff like that uses AI for sure. Yeah, email too. Oh, hi, Bob Brown. Yeah, Instagram and Facebook, right? It's you always say like my phone is listening to me, AI. It knows the types of things that you are searching up. Yeah, all of those things for sure. And so, here are just some things if you hadn't thought about these before, your entertainment, your smartphone, you were putting a lot of those in there. And in your travel, right? Your GPS, your appliances, even security systems, all of that. So it is definitely all around us. And yes, for sure, Chat GPT, which we're going to talk about today. Okay, and then we're just going to play a little game and we are going to jump in fast. I am 100% understand how mornings go in a school, and so we're gonna get to it pretty quick. But I did want to clear up a few things. Myth or fact in the chat, AI can think like humans. Myth or fact? Can AI think like humans? Yeah, so it might feel like it, right? It might feel like a fact, but actually it's a myth. It is meant to feel like human thought, but AI is not thinking. Um, AI is unbiased. I'm not even going to ask you there. That is 100% myth. It is very biased, actually. It's English speaking. It's North American inspired. It's male dominated, that field. Um, if you ask AI for an image of judges, it will only show 3% of the images as being women, when about 30% of judges are women. And it's also not connected to the internet. So a lot of people think that it is connected to the internet. It works in a silo, and it's learning from when people are using it. It's learning from the inputs that we put in there if we allow it to learn from our input. And so it's actually very biased. So when you're using it, absolutely dive in and use AI, but know that you still have to look at it with that lens of making sure you're getting what you're looking for there. And then AI detectors work. Turnitin.com, like that. How about that one? Myth or fact? I'll let you guys play in the chat with that one. Do AI detectors work? Or do you even know what AI detector is? For sure, that is a myth. As a matter of fact, we're going to be having a lot of discussions around Turnitin.com. Our district, for the most part, I've talked to all the division heads in English. They do not have the AI detection turned on. Especially for students that don't have English as their first language, it has false positives for cheating. And also, if you go on TikTok, every single tool that has been developed, and I don't have a TikTok account. I actually read an article about this, so I probably should get on TikTok to see what's going on, but we'll leave that for another day. But it says that, the kids are ahead of it, right? Whatever tool we create to be like, ooh, we gotcha, we can find it. 2 seconds later, there's a tool and they know the workarounds for all of it. So AI detection, not really a thing that we can count on working. And will AI replace jobs like teaching? Every poll, every article, everything I've looked at about teaching is not likely. Anytime in our lifetimes that teachers are going to go away because of AI. However, will some jobs go? Sure. But just like at any other point in history, when the world changes and people have to shift, I mean, a lot of the things we are doing today did not even exist when I was in high school, as a job. So things are going to evolve. I don't think it's as doomsday, as maybe some people would like to think. All right, so let's get at it. What can we use Gen AI for right now? All of these things that are here. Emails, I use it every single day to polish my emails. My English grammar punctuation is horrible. I am a physics teacher by trade. So I got you if you want to talk about energy, but trying to form a sentence, not my strong suit. So I use it for emails all of the time. Lesson planning, I mean, if you've been around a while, you might not use it for lesson planning. I have asked it to punch up a couple lesson plans for me in physics or space science just to see, like, well, what's it going to tell me? And most of the things on there, I was like, well, yeah, that's what I was going to do anyway. But if you are new to teaching, go for it. Use it as a nice little jump start to get some ideas for what you might do in class with kids. It's a great thought partner. So if you're trying to brainstorm a new idea, you can just ask, your Gen AI for like, I'm trying to come up with this idea in class and I want it to be around this certain topic and I want it to be for this level of kid. And I want to make sure that students are talking to each other a lot for this activity, throw it in there. It's a great thought partner. Brainstorming all of the things that you see on the slide here. Okay, so we're going to go for it. I want you to go ahead and I'm sure all of you are sitting in front of your computers. So let me get you, I'll give you the link, but you can just Google Chat GPT. I'm a one-woman show today. I don't have anybody helping me with these tools. So in the chat there, in the Zoom chat, you can click on Chat GPT. And then I want you to log in with your district credentials. Let me get my other screen here. And by the way, feel free, please, to unmute at any time. This is highly informal. Get rid of this thing here. Okay. And so when you log in with your district credentials, let me know if you're struggling. So you go ahead and unmute. You should see whatever image you have over here in the right-hand corner for yourself in the district. So just you're going to log in D214, log in with your Google. And then what I want you to do, or I want you to think about, is whether or not you would like to help OpenAI improve their AI. If you don't want them to use the information that you type in, you can tell them don't. And so if you would like to do that, I would like to show you where that is. So in the corner over here, we're going to go to settings. And then under data controls, there's right at the top, improve the model for everyone. I'm leaving mine on. If you don't want it used, you want to just work, in a box that's just for you and not for anyone else, turn that off. It will not use your data to improve the model. Now, on that note, we should never be putting student information, personal information into generative AI. So if you're going to use it eventually to maybe sort information for you that has student information on it, first names, totally fine. First name with a last initial, like let's say you have two Emilys in class, totally fine. But student information, first name, last name, IDs, addresses, any identifiers, we don't want to be putting that into generative AI tools at all. So since I'm no longer in the classroom, I probably am not going to have an opportunity to do that unless I'm like showing another staff member how to use this tool. And so I'm just going to leave mine on because why not let them, improve it, because I'm using it and I would like for it to be improved. But if you're worried that you accidentally might, stick something in there that shouldn't be in there, let's keep that off. Okay, so we're going to start with our first little, one other thing about that. If you don't help improvement, you can see all of the chats that I have here on the side. It will learn from you who you are and what you do. And it's very convenient. Yesterday I was
I'll take a
having
look. Hi, John. It's Diego from the help desk.
Oh, hi, Diego. You're not muted. I'm going to mute you. It'll save it for you and learn about you, and which makes it incredibly efficient because it just knows who I am and what I do. So I was asking it to fix up an article that I was doing for my little newsletter that I send out once a month. And it knew immediately the name of the newsletter. It knew it was called Staff Spotlight, where I wanted to have it be, fit into that part of the newsletter. Is fantastic. So if you leave it on, there are definite benefits to that. If you turn it off, I think it saves it for a shorter amount of time and it's not going to retain that history as well. So you're going to have to keep telling it who you are. I am a teacher of 11th grade, English like that. It's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to write in this chat and we're going to plan a trip. You're going to say, plan a trip for me to, I'm going to go to Hawaii this morning, to Hawaii. I will be there over do we still call it Columbus Day? We do not. Somebody help me unmute. Indigenous Peoples Day. The Columbus Day weekend. Nobody's helping me. It's okay. We're going to just forge ahead. I would like to stay in a 5-star hotel and save money on air travel. Okay, let's see what it comes up with. And I'm just going to hit enter. You can see here, there's a little stop if like it starts to generate and then you don't want it to generate anymore. I don't know why it's not generating for me, but hopefully for you, you're punching something in and it's giving it to you. There we go. So I've got dates. It knew when Columbus Day was. It's going to give me the dates from the 11th to the 14th. It's going to tell me about air travel and some ways to do that. I could use Google Flights. I could use Scanner. It's going to show me some accommodations about a place in Maui, some booking tips, some activities that I could do, explore Oahu, go to, here's some dining, here's some good places. And then let's say, I'm going to say, this is great. Please suggest some restaurants that have gluten-free options, or you could say has the best steak, or a place with good seafood. And it's going to tell me when I get there, I can go to these places that have gluten-free options. So kind of fun. So you can play around with that. You can stop it at any time and you can continue to tell it to modify. And so I want to show you one or two that I did, for example, yesterday. This was for staff that was asking for some help because we have such an influx of EL students now. And for those of you that didn't know, our newcomer center, the EL students are coming back to the main buildings. And so next year, we're going to have a lot of EL students. So we were just having a discussion around that. And I said, well, let's see what this can do. So I took one of my physics labs. This is a motion detector lab here, and I have a PDF of it. I'm in OpenAI right now. We're going to talk about the Google products in a minute. This is an OpenAI product, just ChatGPT. In the Google product, Gemini, you could load a doc too. You could just load your Google Doc. I had a PDF, so I loaded the PDF by clicking this little paperclip on the bottom. And so you can click on that paperclip. You can add really any kind of file. It can read pretty much anything. And then I wrote a prompt. So using generative AI, you need to get really good at writing prompts and giving it context as to what it is you need to do. So this is what I said. I'm an English language learner from Ukraine. They read English at a 3rd grade level. The physics lab that is attached has instructions for how to do the lab. Please make a table of information, one column that displays the lab instructions at a 3rd grade level in English. I probably should have wrote. And then the other column translated into Ukrainian. It took it 2 seconds or 3. Here's a table. These are indeed my lab instructions from straight out of the lab. And I have no idea if this is in Ukrainian. I'm going to trust the generative AI. I guarantee it's not perfect, but it's a much better step than me just looking at someone. Literally, I had a student last year in February show up from Ukraine with limited English skills. I didn't think to use this. I wish I could go back in time because it would have made, I mean, physics is hard for the kids to speak English. So like this would have been so helpful for her. And then to get this out of here, I can just, highlight it and like copy paste. Down here in the bottom, it does give you this little copy tool. If it's not right, you can go in here and tell it, whatever you need to fix this. Sometimes the copy paste is not right, and I'll do another session on like how to fix it in Docs when you get it there. It doesn't look quite right, but this is a heck of a step forward if you just have a kid show up and you need to help them, and you could just easily email this. You could even just do a screenshot, email this to the kid, and you're miles ahead of where you would have been, without this. And so that you can keep, playing around in chat here. I'm going to go back over here for just a moment. My tools. There we go. Okay. And so there are some other tools that I'd like for you to take a look at here. So chat is one of them. There's another one called Magic School. There's another one called Diffit. And very soon in the district, we're going to have the Google product called Gemini shared across all of our Google platforms. And so I am going to share, I'm getting you the links here. I'll drop it in the chat. I'm going to give you a prompt library and then some other sites here. Okay. So if you could, oh no, no worries, Diego. If you could click on the prompt library first. I would like to show you this tool. So this is sorry, Zoom is popping up a lot of screens in front of my face. This is a site that I found over the summer when I was going through all sorts of PD for AI in education. And this one I really like. You can see that there are all sorts of hats you can put on just right at the beginning, or do you need something administrative? Are you trying to communicate? Are you trying to look at something for students? Or are you going to have your students actually use generative AI in the classroom? So that would be a good place to start. Or lesson planning, social emotional learning. So if we click on, let's just say special education, and we scroll down, they give you the prompts so that you can skip that step of trying to figure out how to tell generative AI to give you what you want, because the words you use matter. In the end, somebody coded that, right? And so it's looking for different prompts to know what to, spit out to you. The input matters for the output. And so if you can, look around on there on your own, it's totally fine. But I'm going to just go here and find one, like, let's say behavior intervention. And so you can see they give you a blank one where you can plug in. Is it middle school? Is it high school? Is it for a certain grade level? What specific behavior? And then what specific situation? They give you an example prompt. You're an expert elementary school teacher, la, la, la. And then you can just copy that and paste it into the generative AI, either into OpenAI or very soon into Gemini to see, what it comes up with. And then they give you a few more strategies on the bottom. So this is really, I've used it a lot. This is an excellent site to help you get started for prompt writing for generative AI. And so I would encourage you to keep this tab open or, bookmark it for yourself so that you've got it handy. There's some great communication ones in here as well, like email responses, newsletters, things like that. parent-teacher conference emails, all kinds of things. And there are lots of places I think you can get prompts online, but this one in particular is written for us. So I think it's a great place to start if you hadn't tried that before. Okay, before I say anything else, does anybody have a question that you need to, burning questions you need answered? The other links that I gave you here are for Magic School and for DFIT. And I wanted to just show you, we started with Chat GPT. Most of these types of websites like Magic School and DFIT, I haven't looked up exactly what they're using, but most of them are using OpenAI as their generator in the background. The great thing about these tools is the front facing page is so much prettier, right? This is so much easier to take a look at and be like, oh, this is what I want. I want it to generate some presentation slides for me. I want a multiple choice quiz, etc. Here's a rubric generator. If you go into where we just started today, Chat GPT, it'll do all of those things as well. But this is just, it's nice. This is a nice format to go through and be able to take a look and click and try a few things. Again, you're going to want to log in with your district ID, your 214. And then I actually, for Magic School and DFIT, I haven't had a chance to flush out the opt-out. So, I mean, I'm sure it's under settings, and I will put that on my website as well, so that you can make sure, if you want to, you can make sure you're opting out of them using your information. DFIT's pretty great. You can just take an article or a video and plop it in here, and it will give you all sorts of resources. Let me see if it's saved. I think it did. No, hold on. You can see I'm new. These are everything is new, right? When I made this presentation at the beginning or in the middle of summer, I've already changed it 5 times and already this week. Everything is moving so quickly. I wasn't introduced to this site until just recently. But go ahead and grab up an article. I'm going to say like NASA rocket launches last week. They're launching all of the time. And I'm going to get some news. And I'm going to go ahead and go, oh, look at this. We had a crew of 3. I'm going to copy the link. I'm going to go over here to DFIT and I'm going to go to article and I'm going to paste and I'm going to tell it to generate resources. This is amazing. It'll give you all sorts of things that you can use in your classes. So immediately it gave me a slide deck. So if I want to use this slide deck to show kids with images, it gave me a reading passage that you can then edit for reading level. It also summarized it. It gave me some key vocabulary words. This is fantastic. And even a little multiple choice quiz if I wanted to quiz them to see if they read the article, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Some open-ended prompts. You can really dive deep and export, you can print it out. You can put it into a form if you needed kids to, give you some feedback on something. You can put it into a doc. It's pretty incredible. And I'm hoping that some of these tools, like they talked about on the Institute Day, are going to help you get some of your nights and weekends back as far as planning and function in that regard. All right. So I don't have a whole lot else to show you today. I am happy to stay around as anybody has questions. If you do want to chat specifically about something that you're trying to do, we can do that as well. But that's kind of just the content I had for today, just really basic. If you're stuck anywhere, please stay, and I am happy to help you. Let me stop sharing that screen to get where you need to be for today. So have a good day. I'm going to have 2 more of these. and we'll dive in a little deeper on, we'll see what happens between now and my next session. That's going to drive what was happening. So have a really good day. Thanks for coming. And please feel free to stay if you have questions. Hi, Kathleen.
Thanks, Katie.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Eric.
Hi, is our next session the 20th or is it going to be in October?
I think it's the 20th.
The
It's
20th. Okay.
it's on the district calendar. Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Have a great weekend.
Thanks. Oh,
Hey,
yeah, it's
Katie.
Friday. Yeah.
Hey, Katie.
Hi.
Nice to see you. Do you have any comments on just like the reliability of information and fake information, all these other things that we're also need to be very mindful of?
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely hallucinations, which is good that we're all living in a world pre-Gen AI. So we have our information. Yeah, you need to be looking out for they call it hallucinations, which just means like things that are wrong. There's not really a way to check it, but you can check it, outside of the Gen AI. You want to definitely be checking your facts. You could go to the internet and get a couple sources because they aren't connected to the internet. So sometimes there's a little lag. That's why, they keep updating. I don't know if that helps.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Omar, I see that you said, can we get full access? So we're having deep discussions at the district level about what are we going to do with this. What we are going to have starting very, very soon, possibly today or Monday. I just have some things. We have some things we have to button up about policy before I'm going to send it out. But we're going to have Google Gemini will be implemented across all of our Google products, and then I'll probably end up having a PD, real quick once that rolls out. We are not currently planning on paying any licensing fees for chat. If that answers your question.
Yeah, no, thanks. I know we
Good
get
to
like
see
a
you, by the way.
what we're going to do, so I wanted to see if we could do that. So thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks for your too.
Yeah. Anyone else? Questions? Did I miss anything over here?
I have a question.
Yes. Hi, Kathleen.
This is Rebecca.
Oh, hi, Rebecca.
Hi.
I'm seeing so many screens. Go ahead.
That's okay. I have two questions. One, is there one choice that you would pick over another? Is Chat AI GPT different than Gemini? Because I've heard that you'd use one source for one reason, even for general consumption.
Yeah, so we have a small little focus group with some staff at Buffalo Grove High School, and then just a couple people around the district that have Gemini, including me, that have Gemini licenses, so that we can compare kind of like, toe to toe with OpenAI and Google. And so far, OpenAI is really better. Now, the thing that I like about Gemini is that it's integrated across all of our Google workspace. And so for me on the working side, not on the teaching side, but on the working side, I can take, for example, we had a workshop the other day and people were writing on like in the real world on big pieces of paper, like if you had kids doing like a station and they were writing with markers and we took pictures. So I had PDFs of all of these images and I was able to take 7 PDFs in Gemini, slide it right into the Gemini tab, and you'll see when it gets, it looked kind of like what we just did on chat. And it was able to read the handwriting and summarize all of it for me instantly. So in that instance, Gemini was great because I was in Google Drive and I just highlight, and I just whoosh, summarized. But typically I'm opening OpenAI. It seems to be better for like what I showed with the EL example.
With Gemini, do we just jump over in our Google like email? Like, is there one of the things in the grid, or do we have to add an extension?
We're going to add it. It's going to show up, and I'm going to send communication before that happens. We're trying not to freak out staff, and so I want to make sure that everybody understands what it can do, what it can't do what it can see, what it cannot see. It's not reading your email. It's not reading your Google Drive. It only knows what you put in to the prompt. And I also want to make sure that people understand we should not be putting student data into that before we turn it on. But when it comes on, Rachel, it's going to just be a little star looking thing. Anything that's Google, it'll just be up in the corner.
But if I want to use it like today, do I just go to like Gemini, like the website?
Yeah, just Google Gemini and you can try it. But if you're just going out into the platform like that, I would say OpenAI is probably a better tool. But go for it, try it. I'm not putting the brakes on anything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Katie, I know we're working on policy for students, but is there any blocking for students currently? Because I'm using it in class. I don't want to make sure that I don't get surprised by planning something and then not suddenly
Right.
being able to do it.
Right. I know that's the worst. Bob,
Yeah.
you and I have probably been in that boat a lot.
Yeah.
We're working on policy. Gabrielle and I had it pulled up yesterday with Linda Keys, who's the policy queen of the district. No, our intent is not to block.
That's what I just wanted to make sure that a student could still use their school net ID to
Yes,
do the things that we want to do.
we would prefer that they use their school net ID.
Perfect. Thanks,
And
Katie.
so, yeah, chat is fine because it's 13 and up.
Right.
I believe, I think Gemini though, they say 18.
Right.
Right, but
Got
so chat though, yeah, go for it. We could actually put the app into self-service, but and my focus group is going, do not.
Slow your roll.
Slow your roll, lady. I'm in that first third. I'm like, let's go. I can put it in there. And they're like, okay, no, this is why I'm glad I have other people around me because, it's just don't put it in self. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Katie.
Yeah. Good to see you, Bob.
Good seeing you.
Yeah.
Hey, Katie,
Hi, Kim.
how are you?
Good.
Good. So we've been playing with this at home a little bit. And one of the things John has figured out is that if you really tell it, like, please do not give me an answer if you don't know it. Use the phrase, I do not know. It won't make something up out of nothing.
Oh, that's amazing.
So it might be worth a
Fantastic.
try, like to give it, like he was giving it data tables and things like that. And then it was just creating when it couldn't figure out what
Yeah,
the answer was. It
it's
was making
almost-
stuff up.
It's almost comical.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
So then he was, when you tell it like, nope, don't give me something fake. It did say, I don't know.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. Thank you. I will
Yeah. So I,
that
all
along.
worth trying some more. I don't know. We'll see, but yeah. Anyway, good to see you.
Awesome. Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I actually couldn't log in when I tried, when you said log in here with your
Net ID?
district ID. So should I just talk to IT?
Yeah, I'm sure
Okay.
it's something simple.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to tell it to log in with Google. So when you go there, you say like log in or sign up, and then you're going to click the Google thing to log in with Google. And then it should, if you type in your district email, it should push you to our
Okay.
district 214. Did that work?
I'll try it again when we're not on and see
Yeah.
if-
Try it again. Yeah, I'm sure it's just something simple. And you don't
Right.
have to log in. It's just the benefit of logging in is that it gets to learn who you are. And it just gets better and better and better because it's learning and it's making it more and more efficient. So,
Thank you.
all right. Thanks, Rebecca. Anyone else? Questions? All right. Well, I'm going to end it then. Happy Friday. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.